Energy companies rely on many enterprise systems to successfully run their business. These systems manage critical information about assets, people, and the work that they do. Sharing information between these systems provides deeper situational awareness about those assets and people, including the key details and metrics surrounding them. And location is the common element. ArcGIS transforms the way that organizations understand, plan, and take action by integrating critical business systems through the geographic approach. To illustrate this, let's take a look at how ArcGIS brings together data from many systems and sources to help us monitor, manage, and mitigate emissions. Continuous emissions monitoring systems aid in the identification of fugitive emissions, or the unintentional release of gases at an oil and gas facility. The dashboard displays sensors that are monitoring for methane at 21 sites across an operational area. Integrating ArcGIS with systems like this allow us to spatially visualize these sensors along with the real-time readings so that we can detect potential fugitive emissions and their location. Now, the dashboard is showing that most of the methane sensors are reporting low to moderate levels across the 21 sites. But we do see one site that catches our eye. So let's take a closer look. If we select the site, Katy State CTB, and we zoom in, we're going to see that, in fact, one of the 4 methane sensors is showing higher concentrations. Now, these sites are made up of hundreds of process equipment components, and any of those components could be the potential source of the fugitive emission. So to help us investigate further, let's overlay our equipment location data, which is stored in ArcGIS, with our emission sensors, just so we can get a better sense of what's going on the ground. Now that we have some more detailed information on the equipment, we're going to pull in data from our SCADA system, Ignition. Ignition captures and stores status and condition information on our assets in real time. The map displays the SCADA sensor's location, along with real-time readings on things like the tank levels, the pressure, the volume, and the flow rate. Integrating ArcGIS with Ignition allows us to visualize each piece of equipment so we can monitor its performance and detect anomalies. And in fact, we see an alarm going off on one of our pieces of equipment. So let's take a closer look. It's a separator, and it's showing low pressure readings, well below the 250 to 300 PSI normal range. Now, the charts on the right show sensor reading trends over a 10-minute period. And this vessel has been showing low pressure readings for a sustained amount of time. So to find out what's really going on, we need to dig into more details on this separator. To do that, we're going to pull in data from our Enterprise Asset Management System, SAP, where we can get some more detailed information on this asset, like its life cycle and its work history. Integrating ArcGIS with SAP is going to allow us to dig into details on that specific separator that Ignition flagged. We can see things like the manufacturer, supplier, install date, and accessing integrated documentation like process flow diagrams and P&IDs allow us to see the design of the asset right here. We can see things like how control valves are interconnected. Now, if we pull up the maintenance history, we can get a picture of what work's been done on this asset. And you're going to notice that a repair was made on this equipment in August of last year. So let's pull up the past work orders on it. And when we scroll through it, we're going to see a gap. After that repair was made, there was no follow-up inspection made for that valve. So we now know it's top priority to get somebody out in the field to inspect that valve. To identify the best personnel to inspect this valve, we need to understand who's available in that work area and what their status is. So to do this, we're going to connect to our work order management system, Maximo. Connecting ArcGIS with Maximo allows us to pull in field personnel information, and then we can use location to assign the right person to the job. Now, the map shows the current location and status of each field personnel, and then below that we can see details on them. So let's search the map using our site name, Katy State, CTB, to determine who's the best worker to assign this inspection to. It looks like Bob is assigned to cover this area, and he's the closest. So we're going to go ahead and assign the inspection to Bob. Now, at some point, we're going to want to confirm that Bob actually completed the inspection. So let's verify proof of work. To do this, we're going to connect to our fleet vehicle tracking system, GeoTab. Connecting to GeoTab with ArcGIS provides a location-centric method to monitor fieldwork and track progress. The map displays historical location tracks, and each point is a unique time-stamped location of a fleet vehicle. So by filtering on Bob's vehicle location, we can get a clearer picture of his site visit activity that day. And if we use our time slider on the bottom of the map, we're going to be able to see his vehicle approach the site, enter the site, where he stays for a period of time before eventually exiting and going on about his day. The summary statistics show that Bob entered the site at 10:38 a.m., stayed for 79 minutes before exiting around noon. So we have verified that Bob made the site visit. We also checked to make sure that that separator was no longer throwing low pressure readings. So we've confirmed that Bob made the repair. The fugitive emission has been neutralized. With ArcGIS, we have proven that you can take location and connect data from many systems so that you're empowering your stakeholders to make important decisions efficiently. You too can leverage the geographic approach to transform the way that work is done across your enterprise. Thank you.